This is the Lemonbuster's auto inspection of a Vw Gti. Let's begin the inspection. As you can see here, the vehicle is fitted with a aftermarket bumper and grille assembly, and also an aftermarket carbon fiber hood. Badges have been painted on the hood. Looks like a pretty good job for the most part. Also appears that they cleared the entire hood afterwards, which is good because that helps protect the carbon fiber. Look here at the right front headlight. See, it's nice and solid. Got some minor defects on it, nothing major. So moving on to the paint of the bumper, you see it's got all sorts of little minor rock chips and bug marks and just little paint imperfections due to driving over time. Get a lot of rock chips and stuff like that in the Chicagoland area. Grills are a little faded. There are some holes in the grill for a front license plate. See, a lot of this is just, some of it is just like a like lint and stuff and whatnot. The vehicle does not appear to have been detailed at this time. Some of this stuff may buff out, but as you can see, there's all sorts of little imperfections in here, little rock chips and whatnot. See here, we got our left headlight nice and sturdy. Once again, same kind of stuff, little imperfections, but not too bad. We'll move right into the hood. You notice we've got some little rock chips in this area here, kind of moving up and down in the gray paint, you can see. Just lots of little rock chips and stuff like that. The carbon fiber appears to be in good shape on here for the most part. There are little chips in the carbon fiber itself. Carbon fiber tends to not hold up to rock chips well after a long time. You can see we have a bunch of stress cracks right in this area, more than likely from slamming the hood. So you see we have more imperfections, rock chips in the carbon fiber. It's a neat look, but it's almost better to go ahead and take a steel hood and apply the vinyl carbon fiber wrap to it. It seemed to hold up a little bit better for a daily driver car. See here, we got some more rock chips. Little imperfections. Windshield looks to be in pretty good shape. No cracks, just some minor light scuffs from the wipers. Your typical stuff. No real noticeable chips or anything like that. Actually, I take that back. There's one little chip right there. Another one right there as well. Other than that, it's in pretty good shape. We're going to go ahead and move on to the left front fender at this point in time. So the left front fender is pretty clean. We got a couple of little light scratches there. So again, we got some real moderate to minor scratches and chips on this fender. Some light swirl marks. You know, typical stuff of a used vehicle. Overall, it's actually a pretty clean fender. You see here, we got a chip right there in the wheel arch opening. At this point, we're going to continue into the pillar. As you can see here, you know, some light scuffs and scratches, nothing major. And we will continue with the rest of this when we get to the quarter panel here in a bit. At this point, we're going to go ahead and move back to the mirror. You see more typical little rock chips and slight little flaws, nothing too major. Mirror assembly is nice and solid though. So you're moving on to the left front door here. See, it's got some little chips here and there. The worst spot of the left front door seems to be kind of in this area. You got some cracks in the paint here and some scuffs. Like maybe it's got like it was slightly dinked there or something. You can see there's some little scuffs there. You know, you look at the rocker ground effect too. You see there's got little imperfections in it, but it's typical for a vehicle this low. Some more little rock chips in this area. Also right there, a little scratch. Another little scratch. Another little chip right there. That was just a little something on the paint there. it's nice when they detail the car beforehand because you can actually get a feel for some of the stuff. Sometimes they look a lot better than they really are. Or I should say, they end up being a lot better than they look. Alright, move on to the left rear door here. Coming down near the dent strip, we've got a small little chip. Also continue and look at the rocker at this point. You can see it's just got typical little chips and scratches. Overall, the left rear door is in pretty clean shape. Very minor swirl marks, a couple little chips, a couple little scratches. Car's in good shape from a dent standpoint. I haven't found any really at this point. We have a little chip right there on the quarter panel at the door joint opening. You see the windows have been tinted on this vehicle. That is going to be aftermarket. Not peeling at this time. They seem to be clear, and it looks like it was a pretty good job. So just never know with tint though. When tint decides to peel, it peels. There you go. We're going to move into the left rear quarter panel now. You see we continued from the pillars earlier. You can see the quarter panel's in pretty good shape here. Got a little scratch right there. A couple little scratches right here in the wheel arch opening.
I just don't like how they end.
A little chip right there. Just some wax. Right at the point, we're going to move into the rear bumper. See, we have a scratch right there. Very minimal imperfections on this car. I mean, it's been pretty well taken care of from a paint standpoint. One of the things we have here is that the taillights have been tinted with what looks like a spray-on tint. Looks to be a pretty good job for the most part. We do have some slight little scratches in it, but for the most part, it seems to have held up really well and looks really nice. I'm going to move into the tailgate and look at that as well while we're doing the bumper here. You see we've got some little chips here and there. Also the rear diffuser has been painted black, a gloss black I should say. See our aftermarket exhaust there. You can see here the Volkswagen emblem's been painted. We got a little chip right there. A little scuff right in that area. You can see here, these tail lights have also been tinted slightly as well. Looks good overall. Not real. Got a little imperfection right there. Coming up here by my finger, you're going to see we have a real slight scratch. Almost a little hard to pick out even. Real minor. Point, we're going to look at the upper portion of the tailgate. You can see the rear tint. Sometimes tint can interfere with these antennas that are built into the glass on that and cause for some iffy reception. I had some iffy reception initially with it, but then it cleared up and it seemed to get better. So, something to keep an eye on. You can see a spoiler has minor scuffs, some slight swirl marks and scratches, but in good shape. Point, we're going to take a look at the right rear quarter panel. See some light swirl marks, nothing major. One area of concern here is we do have some imperfections in the paint here. As you can see, it's like a little bubbling of some sort and some marks right in here that might need to be addressed. It doesn't appear to be like a rust or anything like that, but it definitely is an imperfection in the paint. Whether that's been touched up, it looks like it's been a pretty good match, but it has had paint work done in here. There is a slight little flaw right in that area. You might want to get addressed. At this point, we're going to complete part one of our inspection of a Volkswagen GTI.